wearing a sweatshirt filled with pillows up and down my sleeves and my chest so I could catch passes from you. Wouldn't come in totally bruised and in pain for days after. All those times, is that if that's mentioned?
Brothers want some, they're competitive, and this guy wants a little credit for Peyton's success. This is Eli Manning sharing his reflections today on why he thinks, that Peyton should personally thank him for his contributions to his career.
Got a feeling that's going to happen, probably.
In his speech at the Hall of Fame induction this weekend.
Well, during the decade when Peyton was at his peak in the NFL, nearly 25,000 parents in the U.S. named their sons Peyton.
And we're talking about Peyton with an E, not with an A. And it turns out that Peyton with an E was even more popular for girls. In fact, there were 27,000 Peytons. Now, Rich Nye, as you can imagine, with that many, had no problem finding Peytons all over this area that are named after the NFL star.
A bust of Peyton Manning is unveiled at his Pro Football Hall of Fame induction this weekend. And the Peyton statue drops back to pass outside Lucas Oil Stadium. But perhaps more significant is the living tribute of so many people who carry his name.
Pittsburgh's Peyton Rodebeck might be the first in Indiana named after Peyton Manning. Her dad loves the Tennessee Volunteers and gave his daughter the name while Manning was still in college.
It's an honor to be named after him. He's a great athlete and a great person in general, so I appreciate it.
When he was just getting started with the Colts, and I used to make her mad when he'd have a bad game. We'd call her by her middle name.
Doesn't fit anymore. In church, people would be talking about Peyton, just using the first name. Everybody knew who Peyton was, and I was like, well, that's me. And then I quickly realized they were not talking about me.
Peyton Clark from Ingalls came along before Manning's third season with the Colts. When he was just 3 or 4 years old, Clark got a photo with Manning at the airport.
Him and then his older cousin is standing in front of Peyton, and he's just kind of looking away, doesn't even know what's going on. But he was very nice to stop and do that.
Yeah, I can tell that I didn't know what was going on at the time, but it is definitely really cool to look back on. He's got his throwing arm on me, so he's, it was pretty cool.
These banners are twice as old as you are.
Peyton Tranbarger was born in Indianapolis right before Peyton's last season actually playing for the Colts.
I love the name, but everyone always spells it wrong.
Her dad is a Tennessee and Colts fan who was naming his firstborn Peyton boy or girl.
You gotta use the word hero loosely as a sports figure, but he really made Sundays fun. You always look forward to it. He was a awesome guy in the community, never got in trouble.
Peyton has learned about Manning for school projects.
I remember he made a children's hospital. He has a brother, 2 brothers.
Indy's Mary Smith shows her Colts devotion with a tattoo and by naming her son for 2 Colts quarterbacks. First name Peyton, middle name Andrew. Born in the middle of Andrew Luck's best season in 2014.
Only certain people would get tattoos, and I think he might be the only one that would be named after both of them. I mean, there's a lot of Peytons probably, right? But have you seen a Peyton Andrew? That he might be the first and only.
P-E-Y-T-O-N.
What's that spell?
Peyton.
So that covers almost 18 years, passing on the name of the Colts number 18.
Well, here in Indiana, the name Peyton peaked in 2007, right after the Colts won the Super Bowl. 160 boys and 70 girls born in Indiana that year were named Peyton. And actually, I have a daughter named Peyton, too.
Well, that's right. But, you were way ahead of the trend because you named her Peyton when you were in California, long before you moved
in
here.
In 93.
Yeah, before he was the Colts quarterback. And again, and she's spelled with an A.
Exactly.
Right. So, this is all about Peytons with the capital, or with the E right after the P. And